Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so let's talk about HoneyKomb Brazy, man. So HoneyKomb Brazy is in a weird situation, man. He's just coming off of one of the most traumatic situations he probably ever had in his life. I know he's a hardcore rapper and he's got a crazy story, but man, last weekend's events were pretty traumatic and a lot of crazy, man. You got to admit, man. Now, this would take a toll on anybody, man. And HoneyKomb Brazy, just like the rest of us, is human. It looks like, man, a lot of this is taking toll on him, and he's reaching out to his fans for help in a whole bunch of different situations. Because he took to social media and he put out a post that seemed a little confusing at first. But when you break it down, you look at the situation and you understand that, you got the Alphabet Boys and all these different agencies and stuff involved because of how horrific the crime was. That man, he's probably not exaggerating. He's probably just letting people know what his situation is and just really looking for some guidance from the OGs in the rap game on how to maneuver and make it up out of this right. You know what I mean? It looks like HoneyKomb Brazy doesn't want to go back to jail. And he definitely doesn't want to get caught up in any of the situations that's been going down in his hometown of Mobile. Now, I've done several videos, and one of the last ones I did, he talked about the fact that he is not going to retaliate on the people that did this to him and his family the way that they did him. You know what I mean? That's not even on his menu. He also has this post that he put out on social media that's got a lot of the fans scratching their head. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down that post line for line. It's rather long, but before we do that, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's do a quick recap. So HoneyKomb Brazy, man, he's from Mobile, Alabama. Pretty popular rapper. I believe he's officially signed to Rap-A-Lot Records. He had a situation where his grandparents lost their life last week, and it was due to some senseless gun violence or whatnot. There was a lot of dispute about how it went down, but the gist of it is this. His grandparents, were living in their house in Mobile, and, somebody went to the house in a retaliation to what they feel like HoneyKomb Brazy did in the streets or whatever, just whatever street beef that HoneyKomb Brazy had, and they shot up the house, like hundreds of rounds, that type of deal, and the house blew up, caught on fire or whatnot. HoneyKomb Brazy said it was the oxygen tank blowing up that blew the house up and made it catch on fire. Other folks say that, they FaceTimed him when they burned the house down. So it was a real crazy situation, man. And, it took all the headlines for the whole weekend last weekend. I mean, you had the federal government getting involved, like, as far as the agencies and stuff like that, looking at them to see what was going down, and trying to get an understanding of what's happening. HoneyKomb Brazy the whole time is giving us a play-by-play on social media and giving us updates to let us know what's going down. Now, he's been rather quiet on social media since, but today he put out a post that got his fans scratching their head, and this is what the post said verbatim. I'll break this up and we're going to talk about, it's rather long, so bear with me. All right, so he starts off, he said, "The police keep pulling me over, talking about I'm speeding, snatch me out the car, search, and find nothing, but give me no speeding ticket and make me stand outside the car and take off my hoodie." All right, let's stop right there. So basically what he's saying right here is that he feels like he's being pulled over for speeding tickets or for speeding when he's not even speeding. And he's not even getting a ticket. So, man, forget the ticket part. He's not even getting a ticket. And what I think personally this is the fact that, man, this is a very high-profile case, and they want to make sure that no more lives are lost in this process because remember how heinous this crime was, man. And they know that maybe retaliation on HoneyKomb Brazy's side is probably on his mind or something like that. So they're pulling him over and then, making him make sure he shows his face or whatnot. And I know I'm shooting a lot of bail right here, so don't paint me as that. And, I always I always want the best for people, especially, cats in hip hop. But there's a lot of attention on this situation is what I'm saying. But let me continue. So he continues. Let's continue. He says, "But all this happening, leaving from seeing my probation officer Tuesday on my B day, now my PO just called saying report to him right now today knowing my granny and grandpa funeral tomorrow. I'm really going through some, you know what, for real. So basically, he's saying that he had just left his PO's office this time when this took place, and the last time it happened was on his B day or whatnot. And it seems like a current thing that's going on, man. It won't stop, and it seems like his PO he's alleging that his PO is also involved and asking him to come back to his office. But after covering rappers a while, man, a lot of rappers have different situations with their PO, man. Some have good experiences, some have bad. It's really an individual situation and depending on who it is and who they are. Now, he's a rap artist, and usually, man, they give him some type of leniency, to go out and perform shows and stuff like that, but you don't get any kind of preferential treatment just because you're a rap star. You know what I mean? You still got to abide by the same rules as everybody else, and it seems like, yes, he's getting called in a lot, and that does seem a little sketchy right there, and he feels like he's going through something for real right now. But I think it's a lot. Once again, it's because of all the light that's on this situation. He continues like this. He said, I just need to know who to go to when you're getting harassed by the you know what. At a time like this, I said this to say, if I do go to jail, it ain't my fault. It's some real dirty games being played. I know I'm not going to last right here in this little gap. I just wish it was some more real, you know what, who knows what I need to do and lace me up for real. So basically in this part, he's saying that he feels like he's being set up or something like that. Like cats are really playing games with him and, pulling him over, searching his car, really trying to set him up to go back to jail. But I mean, he does know the penalty for, if he gets caught with a weapon. I mean, HoneyKomb Brazy is a convicted felon as far as I know, I believe. Or I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I know he's had cases in the past, and one of the cases he beat. And now the cases that he had, I'm not sure if they're felony cases or not, so I can't speak on that actually. But it does seem, man, that he has a little situation going on here. I think it'd probably be best for HoneyKomb Brazy, and this sucks, man, especially since he's in town for his grandma and grandpa's funeral. But as soon as it's over, it's probably best for him to just go on a little vacation, leave Mobile, and make sure that he makes some separation there. So that way he doesn't get pulled back into or caught up in any mess. And man, just go work on your art, work on your craft, and work on your music, man. Now, he ended that saying that he wants some real OGs to reach out to him. And I'm thinking, man, on that Rap-A-Lot side of the game, they got Jay Prince, they got Jay Prince Jr. They got a lot of dudes with a lot of game that could probably help him out. But maybe he needs to talk to somebody like with some big pulling power, like the big time in the rap game. And maybe that's what his aim is. At least that's what it seems like his aim is. I don't know. This is rather alarming because, posts like this are wild. And I think HoneyKomb Brazy has since taken this post down. But what do you guys think, man? Do you think that HoneyKomb Brazy is definitely being messed with? They got an eye on him because, of this high profile case? Or do you feel that, man, he might be stressing it a little bit too much because of everything that's going on with him currently? He's got to deal with the death of his grandparents, and he's got to deal with the fact that he's an artist still trying to build his career. So that could be a lot of pressure on him right now. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell. So that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.